Yo, Fadedsleepy here. Back out on the Holy Pally, the War Within, doing some solo shuffle. Here's a talent build here in front of the screen. Feel free to pause. I was messing around with a few PvP talents. I like the spreading of the word, but I went with Searing Glare instead, just to get used to it. And it worked out pretty good for me. Here I am with 0 rating in solo shuffle. So it's my first game. And we'll see how we do. I'm full honor geared, so nothing special, no epics, no tier set, nothing, just fresh. I have a few world PvP gears, not too bad. And yeah, let's try it out. So first game we have, looks like we have a Feral Druid, I believe it's Affliction Lock or Demo Lock, Rep Pally, and then a Marksman Hunter. So this game I got pretty lucky. I think I went 5-1. Was still fairly new, so when the gates open, my full setup is to just get my holy power up. I didn't start doing that until later on as I started gaming more, but here I just start trying to get holy power up a little late, but no worries. Lock starts going in, our Pharaoh gets odd, she trinkets instantly, which is kind of rough. I should have pushed in, but it's okay. I buff my Pharaoh Druid, I pop sack, and then I pop wings, and immediately start just going in on the healing. Doing well here. I'm trying to line the other healers so I don't get sleepwalked. Pharaoh's taking a lot of damage here, so I'm kind of panicking. I'm throwing all my World of Glories out, Holy Shocks, and just trying to keep him up. A few mistakes here that I didn't do is I didn't give him freedoms. I should give him more freedoms. I think he'd be more mobile. And I should have chased a little more in with him. I see the red coming in for a hide. I'm lining it, so that's good. Hunter's right there trying to get a trap, so I'm kind of watching him on the corner of my eye. Pharaoh's kind of getting in trouble, so I'm surprised that the Pharaoh is our kill target. I was expecting the lock to be the kill target. Taking a lot of damage here, so I start popping my CDs and start going a little hard here. He gets stunned. I try to cleanse it. I did, but it was kind of late. I don't think that was worthy of a cleanse in my opinion. I should have just bopped him. But I didn't. And then here comes the trap from the hunter. So I could have lined that. I trinketed. I cleansed the log just in time, which is good. I used Tear of Deliverance, start pumping in the heals again. So now we're doing good. So if you notice here, I haven't used a single bop or a single freedom, which is kind of rough. I should have been more active on that to make my Pharaoh more aggressive. Here, I made the mistake of getting right into the Preservation Evoker, and that caused my bubble just for bad positioning. I could have easily avoided that by just lining or being just better positioning there. So I had to sacrifice 2 cooldowns there. I had to use my bubble, and then I had to use a bop on my Pharaoh, which I could have avoided that a lot better, but I didn't. It's okay. First game, and then here's the log. Now there's a lot of spread damage here, so I'm kind of panicking here. I still have my divine tool. I haven't even pressed it all game. I should have done it in the beginning. I popped wing share, which in reality I should have used my judgment because it's flashing down below. I should use my judgment to activate my wings. I didn't, but my partner's got the kill on the red, which is great. The warlock had 2 chaos bolts. He used Destro, so he got 2 chaos bolts off the rip, and that was game. Next game here. So this is when I started getting my holy power up, which is great. Log's coming in, trying to get a little fear, but I'm dodging him, silencing him. I'm keeping my eyes on the evoker, or the preservation evoker, so I don't get hit by a sleepwalk. Here I'm thinking if I sack my ret early, if he sleepwalks me, it'll take it away, but it doesn't. It's not like sheep, so I learned that later on, unfortunately. So they're getting pre-stun here, and it's kind of rough. I freedom the ret here, which I don't think I needed to because the ret can freedom himself. So go to the back. I use Tears Deliverance, start pumping the heals in. Dodge the warlock so he doesn't. I don't get feared. They're on their hunter, which is really good. I don't have the healer on my focus, so that's kind of a misplay on me. I get full feared. I'm in the middle, which is bad. Never do that as a holy pally. I'm in the middle. I'm just taking the CC, pumping the heals in, which is great. Hunter's going down. They're really pumping into their hunter, which is great. They just CC their healer. I go in for a blinding light. Boom, hit it, which is great. Now I put with the focus micro. He just trinketed, then into a clone instant, which is great play on the Pharaoh. And I think the hunter goes down here. Yep. So good job on our 2 DPS of the red Pharaoh. Kudos to you guys. That was great. Next game, now we have the Deshlock Red against Hunter Pharaoh. So jungles. This is very hard, especially on the lock. So they open up on the red, which is kind of weird. He bash clones me, which is fine, but then there's no follow-up damage. I instantly trinket into a bop on the ret, which I could have negated. He used his defense. He used both of his defenses, so I could have waited on the bop because now he can't use bubble for 30 seconds. That was kind of a bad play on me. I could have used wings and divine toe to negate all that damage. Then I sack him, so now I'm just overlapping a bunch of cooldowns because again, first game, I'm not too familiar with the damage being put out. Focus here, death code, I hodge, but then the lock gets feared, so I wasn't watching my locks casting on my party friends, unfortunately. If I knew that was going to happen, I would have saved the hodge until after the fear. My lock gets good silence on the healer, which is great. That we started doing a lot of pressure on the healer. Healer's going in, I go for a bind light on the hunter here, which is phenomenal. Negate damage. Lock gets clone, which is good. Then he swaps clones on me. It was really good here. And then now I'm kind of panicking here. I haven't used Divine Toll, which is awkward for me as I'm watching these games. I could have done way more healing, but I'm just spamming holy flashes or holy shocks and trying to gain distance. Here, the healer's in the full hodge. I thought I was going to kill him, so I was just chilling in the back, but they didn't. They got the clone on my ret. Now I'm trying to get the healing up. They're just dominating the healer right now, which is great. There's a hodge into a coil. I think they might hit him here. And they do not. So they're just pumping into him. I see the Pharaoh coming after me. I'm trying to run away. Gets a bash and then into a clone. Which this is scary. So I bubble here. I see the clone coming. I bubble. I instantly bubble into healing the ret. And that kind of just saves me there. I have trinket up, but I'm going to save it. And here, I could have freed myself, but then I got to clone and trinketed, and my ret is just lining me, and I just left. And I was hasting him too much, and I got into bad positioning, and I couldn't heal. It was a go behind the other cubby, and that was game. Unfortunately, the ret lined me hard. And I told him later, hey man, don't line me, but it's all good. It happened, you know. I could have seen that better. Now I have the ret and hunter on my side. The fur opens up on the ret. Goes on the hunter. They're spreading damage here, so they kind of cleaving. I get sleepwalk. I try to kick it, but I miss it barely. I sack. I get coiled. Now they're pumping damage into me and the hunter. I clone the ret. Ret doesn't do much here. Clone my hunter, which is fine. I get rooted. He's going for a clone, but I lined it. Thankfully, I cleanse the root in time. I go in for a hodge on the healer. He sits it, which is great. Now he trinkets it. And now I'm just pumping heals in the hunter, and we're doing great. Their warlock is just getting chunked right now. A lot of pressure here from my ret and hunter. I'm kind of lining the Pharaoh for the clones and also the log for fears. I get rooted here to a full clone, unfortunately. I mean, this Pharaoh is doing really good, and this Pharaoh is also doing massive damage. He's just trying to do spread damage to Pharaoh, so I think it's good, but it's not really working in the sense. I get sleepwalk, which is unfortunate. The lock misses silence on someone. The hunter gets feared. I'm pumping heals now. I have deliverance tier up. I'm just really doing healing here. See here, I could have popped a bop on our hunter. Also, I'm not using my cooldowns effectively. As far as using divine toll, judgments on the Pharaoh to reduce damage. But luckily, we get the kill on the warlock, which is great. Next game I have my jungle, so this is gonna be a good one. Here, I think we dominate the death show so fast. They open up on the lock here. The heal's on the other side, right? The red's away from the lock. There's no bop, and they're just going into the lock, and the lock just drops within seconds. That was just kudos to my team. They knew the goal, and they did it up. And I tell the lock, don't give up, man. I got you. I got you. This is last game, 6 out of 6, and here I popped the lock early here, which is good. I sacked the hunter, cleanse the hodge, popped Tears Deliverance. I start pumping in heals, and we're taking damage. I get clone. I should have sat it. No, it was a good trinket actually on my part. Here I could have popped wings. I should have popped wings, but since I have Tears Deliverance, I didn't because I didn't want to double stack cooldowns, which is kind of my fault. But I've learned throughout other games to always use wings first. Get that rolling. Get that cooldown on. Just get that rolling instantly. A bubble here, which is kind of a mistake, I feel like. But again, you know, the damage that they're doing is so high on my lock, and I just can't afford. Here, I'm in a bad position. Here, I'm in the middle field, so I get slept. I get stunned. I'm thinking, okay, the lock is dead here, but I bop him again. That's my last bop. My last bop, and we haven't even really done much damage on the opposing team. So kind of freaking out. I'm in the middle, which is bad. I get a blinding light, which is great on the hunter or the feral. I mean, for I don't get cloned. I kicked him here. I'm thinking we're gonna kill the healer, and we don't. So that could have been our game right there. I got a little cocky here. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to kill the healer didn't work out. Looking for my lock. He's in the middle. I'm trying to heal him. I have nothing up really. I have Divine's Toe, but I have no trinket. I have no bubble. And this is where the lock just dies. Get a full clone, and that's game. But we won that. We lost the match, but we won the game there. That was my first solo shuffle ever on this expansion with Holy Paladin. Thought it went well. Next up, this was probably one of the worst games that I've had on my Pally. I learned a lot. This Affliction lock, he was very good. He just demolished this game. Same with this DK. This DK and this Warlock put in work. DH wasn't bad. I was super pressured from the lock itself. I don't know how to handle it. I wasn't using my aura. I just wasn't using my aura enough. I wasn't using Divine Toll. I wasn't using Searing Glare. Just a lot of things I wasn't using. Not even lay on hands. So there was a lot of things I was missing to heal efficiently here against the lock teams. And he was just pumping. I mean, this lock was just going ham. And it was frustrating. It was frustrating, but that allowed me to go back to the lab and just, look at my gameplay and see what I can do. So here I cleanse fat UI, and that popped me my bubble, which is horrible. I could have easily cleansed them and then go behind the pillar, but instead I had a bubble. Cleanse again, like that. Just run behind the pillar, heal up, and go back in. And just pop in and out, pop heals, go in and out, but I don't. I stay in the middle for a little long. They have the lock stun. Lock is going in. I shouldn't be so far out. I should be closer to the pillar. I get locked out, and I think this is where we lose. And we're just getting drained. We're just getting rotted. But I mean, kudos to him. Could have used Divine Toll here. I did not. I used my D, but I was dead. Yeah, good on the lock. The lock really, really dominated that. So now I have the lock on my team. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling confident here. I have the lock and the DK. So I'm like, hell yeah, we're gonna do well here. So Demon Hunter goes in. Their kill target is the lock. Lock is just getting absolutely obliterated. He is playing well. I rush in for the Hodge, which is kind of a mistake because then I get feared. I had a trinket. I binding light. Not good. I go for the Hodge, but he uses little, I forget what it was called, that makes you immune to CC, which was good on him. I'm still learning back then. I was still learning what it was, and I didn't see it coming. So good on the priest. This is also 1700 MMR, and I mean I haven't played in a hot minute, so I'm kind of getting warmed up. Here we thought we're gonna kill the warrior. They use pain suppression and retaliation, so I'm like, shoot, warrior's not gonna die. Now they swap to the priest. Priest is taking a lot of big damn. They use commanding shout as well. So this is all their defense cooldown. So all I have to do is just wait it out. I have a bop left, but I'm not pushing. I'm not pulling the trigger on the bop. I wish I did. Oh, there's the bop. He gets purged. He gets stunned. I already cleansed. Lock is just taking the D. I get stunned up. I still have bubble. I have Divine Toll coming out up now. I don't use it. I should have freed up my lock here. I don't. I hodge the warrior, which is great just to get back, healing up on the lock. And I mean, this is just trying to stabilize, working out. DK is on the side, getting dominated by the DH. I have to overextend. I'm trying to follow him, and I'm hoping it's working. I try to cast a heal. Priest is about to die, and I think we get it. Yep, we did. That was close. I mean, I was sweating on that one. Next game, I have the Demon Hunter and the lock. So this is where we go against TSG, and this is nasty. This is probably one of the hardest ones to heal. I should have bought my lock, I feel like, there. I didn't. Or I should have honestly sacked him into a glare, but I didn't. And again, I'm not used to using these cooldowns. So I just popped wings and I started pumping heals, which I think I should have used glare first into sack. I bopped there, which I don't think it was needed, but I'm just overlapping all of my CDs super wrong. There's Mortal Strike. I lay on hands on the Demon Hunter to top him off because he had Mortal Strike up. I should have judged the Warrior. I think I did. Yeah, I think I judged the Warrior there to lessen his damage. And the Warlock is just taking it, man. He's getting kicked left and right. He's getting stunned. He can't cast. Poor guy is in the middle. He's slowed. I didn't give him a freedom. He's going to die. He porched. Thank God. I popped my cooldowns. Nothing. He went toe and still goes down. So I didn't even use sack there. I didn't use sack. I had Hodge up. I could have Hodged DK or the warrior again, but it happens. When you're in panic mode, you don't think straight. Here, I feed him the lock. He gets instantly purged. Throwing in heals. I was gonna use glare here, but I missed it. I used divine light or blinding light because I'm panicking here. And now they're just popping the cooldowns on the lock, and they're just going hard on my lock. Warrior's trying to keep up. He uses commanding shout for my lock, and he is just getting nailed to the ground. He's trying to fear. He can't. He got it out. He got UA up. He got 2 UAs out. So now he's trying to get more damage. He Shadow Fairies the melee, which is great. This is my time to use Divine or Glare here, which I don't. I use Deliverance Tier or Tears Deliverance. Start healing up, stabilizing, feeling better. Demon Hunter is a good kill target here, and they're killing him. He uses Blur, doesn't go down, gets gripped back in. Locky just going back and forth with Telly and Porto, as you can tell, just like a ping pong, man, going back and forth. Unfortunately, he's just so tough. Man, I feed him the warrior. He gets freaking incapped. I'm just like having the hardest time here to heal. I should have bought my lock unit on the asphyxiate. I do, which is great. I get feared, low fear. Lock gets kicked again. I mean, he's just having a hard time playing this game. He must hate life. I feel it. I'm an old warlock main, so I get it. And I mean, I should have used Turn Evil here to get the pets out of me, but I didn't have it up. I didn't even use it. I freed my warrior. Should have freed my lock to gain some distance. I judged the DK, hoping for the damage to go down. Man, lock ports, gets gripped again, gets kicked out of it. I mean, he's just having a rough time. He's trying to take damage out. We're stabilized, thank God. He does Shadow Fairy. The DH gets instantly dispelled. And I mean, they're just going in. And I'm going for the Hodge and the Priest. That was a good Hodge, actually. Like, they could have swapped to him. Priest trinkets, good. Freedom the Warrior. I start stabilizing again. I have Judge up for wings. I don't use it. I should have used it. I didn't know what it was, so I would just kind of sit in there like a dummy. But I figured out later on as I was playing more matches. And here I use big heals on the warrior. I should have used, there it is, big heals on the warrior. Thank God he's stabilizing. And I think we could have killed all of them because they're all rotting. DK is using AMS. Lock is going down hard. I should have healed the lock. I got cocky here. I bopped the lock. I hodged the priest. Lock is just having a time of his life dying, and then everyone's rotting as well. I mean, and then it just goes down. That was a close match. I could have played that well. I still had sack up. I had Tears Deliverance still, so I had a lot of cooldowns that I could have used still. Next game, so now I have THG, original THG, which is great, but I mean, this lock is just controlling my melee super well. I use wings here early, which is good. I don't use any freedoms. I have 2 charges of freedoms, and I don't use any of them, which is a bad thing on me. I just start healing. I didn't even pop. I mean, I had to throw out a freedom on my warrior or DK, and it just doesn't happen. DK's taking the D. I mean, he has no more AMS. He already used Icebound Fortitude. He has AMZ, but he's not using it. Warrior has a lot of D up left, and I mean, saying for me, I'm panicking. I'm struggling. I'm sweating behind my keyboard. I'm trying to press all my cooldowns. I use Divine or I use Devotion and Aura Mastery, I believe. Yeah, Aura Mastery, and then I'm just trying to stabilize here. I'm slowed from the Demon Hunter. I mean, I have to use my steed to go up, and I'm pushing into their territory. And I mean, I'm just having a rough time. He uses Commanding Shout. He uses Retaliation. He uses Fear. AMS on my DK. I get feared. I bubble this. I mean, I have no holy power. I use Tears Deliverance. I'm trying to stabilize. I mean, I'm just having a hard time. I try to hodge the lock, but he pops Precon, and I just lose that hodge. And that was just a good play on the lock. Lock is playing phenomenal, man. Kudos to him, man. Corvos, he was just demolishing our team here. And the warrior goes down. Didn't keep up there. Unfortunately, I barely used my freedoms. I'm sure they hated me on that, but again, I'm getting back into the game, warming up. So this is the last game. I have 1 win under my belt. I have the warrior and the DH now. I mean, dude, this DK and Unlock are playing good. I mean, dude, the Lock is just demolishing us. He's just playing well. I can't even get mad about it. Here, I should have popped wings. I should have gave more freedoms out to both my warrior and my demon hunter. I don't. Unfortunately, I think I'm saving for the next expansion, which is horrible. Here, I'm just pumping in heals. I mean, you can tell the damage is outrageous. That DK is just pumping, dude, pumping. I mean, I don't know what happened this match, but it looks like the Warlock just, oh my God, I got locked out here. I think this is a game right here. I have nothing. I have Noli on hands. I use sack. I use there's deliverance here. There's the howl. I mean, I'm just doing my best to get stabilized back. It was so tough. The DK was really pumping there, man. And then the lock just had a good gate into my silence, which really messed me up. I fell behind. I don't know why I did glare there. That was a really bad glare. I knew he had kick up, so glaring was just the worst option. I just have to heal. And then that's what makes me lose the game. I fall behind and I have nothing. And that is just where my destiny is gonna end right here sooner or later. I still have my D up. I don't use my defense. I use it late. And I have freedom. I should have popped freedom on the warrior. I don't. And now we're just a ticking time bomb, and we're just getting routed. And the lock is doing a phenomenal job with keeping us controlled, and the kicks were on point. DK is doing so much damage. He's parsing. And I mean, now the lock is just demolishing. I mean, I have much love for him. The DH dispels himself and gets just cranked by a big fat UA, and I'm like, bro, that was the worst thing to do. And I'm trying to juke. I get fixated, so full stun on me. I'm trying to juke here, but I'm freaking out here. I'm panicking, and the warrior goes
down. No, thank you. Well, that's better.